Welcome back, everyone. I am the Depressed Dior, and this is Middara and Tabletop Simulator. So I did look up the stuff about the summons. From what I understand, I think I made a mistake with them. I believe how the text says it is you actually have to have them adjacent to the summoner. So we're gonna do this. Actually, I'll have DM take the hit if she needs to. So we'll have to set up kind of like this, adjacent to the actual summoner. Besides that, I think we're good to go. We do need to get the initiative cards for Judas. Anyway, I bought the pager specifically for this fight. I'm hoping we can pull this off. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I'm just making sure I have the setup or how I want it, to say the least. 3 stamina, 3 stamina. We still have our heal tokens. All these get unexhausted. 3 stamina, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. All right, so I'm going under the assumption that the objective token and the this gets removed because it's just how it's worded here. So the loot tokens remain, so that loot token stays there. I'm probably not going to touch it because I know what it will do. Besides that, we got ourselves Judas here. In fact, let's move Judas down here just so he's a bit closer. We'll set him up right there. And hopefully we can use this poison. The only other thing we could possibly use on him is wilt. So we'll get that set up. All right. Pray that we do well on the initiative. Thankfully, this, at the start of every turn, it's based off time tokens. We only have 1 time token, thankfully. So we actually get to avoid any effects this first round, which is good. Okay. Let's do it. Of course. How do I want to do this? All right. I'm going to use a pager. I'm going to put Rook first. And that's going to be my play. All right. Unfortunately, I'm not going to have haste this first round, but that's okay. So, Rook goes first. I'm going to go ahead and flip Hasten Core to give himself haste. So he has haste now. And then we're just going to get going on this. So I'm going to spend a stamina to go ahead and cast Corrosive Ideal. And I'm going to target the Celestial, target Judas. So we'll go ahead and I'm also going to empower it. Because I need to make sure this connects. Alright, so teal die with empower. Okay, 6 plus 6 is 12. And Judas does have protection, so he does get protection from magic, so he does get to roll that black die. So conviction. Okay, and then black die. Alright, he fails it, which means he is now poisoned. Alright, that's actually really good, because that means I didn't have to use fortune telling. Alright, so step 2 is going to go ahead and use Crumbling Time to try to apply Wilt next. So unfortunately, I could give myself a stamina point, but I think I'm just going to do this raw and hope for the best. Also, I could have used Rice Balls, but literally we only had 1 point of damage amongst all of our characters because we're amazing. So I don't need to worry about that. Alright, here goes nothing. Roll. 3 plus 6 is 9. I don't think we're going to pull this one off, but we'll try. Unless I can get a reroll. Technically, I do have a reroll available. It's with the Bottle Blessing. So I'm going to use the Bottle Blessing and try the reroll and hope for the best. Well, it's up to 10 now. Alright. Here goes nothing. Okay, that's 9. So that actually makes a difference. And then roll protection. Okay, so with the 3 books, this will make it 12. I'm actually going to go ahead and pop Fortune Telling here. My once encounter ability and make that into a skull. Alright, so it's 9 versus 10, which means I apply Wilt. So this is the issue I had in my other my personal playthrough. I got poison immediately, but I could not get wilt or darkness applied. And getting both of them is good stuff. I could have forced a reroll, but there's a good chance he would have rolled higher. Pretty much the lowest he can roll is literally 8. So this was actually super, super lucky, and I'm going to take it. Now, unfortunately, this means I don't get Font of Renewal up this round because I had to use everything, which is fine. I can live with that. All right, that is it for Rook's turn. It now goes to Judas. I need to roll for poison. 7 damage. 7 out of 400. Still first blood, at least. All right, can Judas move to be adjacent to an opponent? Move to be adjacent to as many opponents as possible. So there's 1, 2, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Who's higher on initiative? It would be Remy. It would be DM. Okay, so DM's highest on initiative, so I'm actually going to go this way, because that is highest on initiative. Does not provoke for 2 reasons. One is elusive, the other reason is because of flight. So with flight and elusive, he literally is immune to opportunity attacks, or break attacks. The only way you could possibly shoot him with a break attack is if he had Overwatch and using a ranged weapon. Alright, so we're adjacent to these 3 people, which actually is convenient because they're all resistant to magic. Roll a black die, and every book that's rolled, deal 1 magic damage. Alright, 1 book, so they each take 1. Unfortunately, it's rounded up. So 1, 1, and 1. And then continue down. Is there an opponent within SOI? Yes. He is colossal, which means he does ignore other people for drawing line of sight. Cast a spell 6 against the opponent with the most Sanctus disciplines. You know who that is? That is Rook. Actually, it's a tie. In my personal playthrough, it was Rook, period. Zeke and Rook are tied. Rook is higher on initiative, so it's going to target Rook. So he's going to cast spell 6. So it's going to be a green die. 6 plus 6 is 12. I have a white and a purple. Alright, it's a fail. I'll go ahead and exhaust this to reroll. Still a fail, so he's going to take 6 magic. Okay. Next. Continue down. Can Judas move and attack an opponent within range 6? Yes. Move to be adjacent to the farthest opponent within movement range. His movement range is 6, by the way. So 1, 2... You can technically go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's the furthest away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I can't reach him. So furthest is actually going to be Zeke. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, furthest is Zeke. So it's going to be here. All right. And then make an attack against that target. Yeah, so I'll target Zeke. Zeke is going to go ahead and spend a stamina to dodge. Rolls a skull. I'm going to go ahead and use Zeke's passive to reroll a dodge roll. I'm going to go ahead and exhaust the Perpetrator Catsuit to reroll a dodge roll. Okay. Not much I can do about that. He's going to feel the pain in a second. I mean, I could make it so I don't... Oh, actually, I don't have to spend a stamina for that. Well, that's okay. I'll just... Actually, yeah, I don't want to spend a stamina on that. Actually, it doesn't matter. It actually doesn't... Well... So I'm thinking of whether or not I want to use Gene Tweak for the dodge. Actually, you know what? I'll use the stamina. And then I could try for a desperation if this hits me super hard. Alright, his attack is not empowered, so it's just going to be a straight up attack. 14. Don't suppose I have a way of forcing a reroll. I don't think I do. Doesn't look like it. Okay, so 14. It's going to be base 3 damage. Yeah, base 3 damage. 4, 5, 6, 7. And he has 1 armor, so it'll be 6 damage. Okay, so it takes 6 damage. And I'll leave it at that. Okay. And then he then gets courage, because that's the follow-up. Which I have a courage down here, so we'll just grab one of those. Boop. Okay, and then he's going to make an attack, range 6 against farthest opponent within range. Give me 1 second. Okay, I just wanted to confirm that Colossal avoids all that. Oh, actually, there's a couple things we forgot to do. Like I said, there's so many freaking abilities. So I forgot... so real quick. So that first thing where he did the AoE, that's not casting a spell or an attack, so that's not going to do anything. But he did successfully cast a spell on Rook, which is actually going to add terrain. So with that, we're going to go ahead and search for this regular terrain space. Copy. Paste. There we go. That should be a good start. So this actually puts one of those down here. And he still would not have been able to reach, I don't think. He would have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he's not going to be able to make it there. So yeah, I'll put Rook here. So the rule is if I can move to someplace nearby, I can do it without provoking. So that'll take care of that spot. And then it's going to do it again beneath Zeke. We'll put it there. Okay. And then it's going to be... actually, we'll go up. All right. And then it's going to go with... And then he's going to make a ranged attack against furthest opponent. Yeah, farthest opponent in range. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. The furthest opponent is actually Nightingale. So Nightingale is going to go ahead and dodge with Hoodie of Deflection. I get +1 shield at least. Alright, here comes the attack. This does include courage, so that's going to be fun. Alright, it misses completely. That's amazing. Alright, since he missed, that actually removes courage. Thank God. And then I'm going to go ahead and counter by spending a stamina. Actually, I'm going to take a damage, use infection. So I can... so I dodge, so the cost for countering is only 1 stamina. I use infection, so it now costs 0. And then I'm going to go ahead and do my counterattack. It's just going to be a straight shot. I'm not going to try anything fancy. Yeah, I'm not going to use a black die or anything like that, so we're just going to fire. I haven't moved this round, so I do get +1 to the attack. I am shooting through... now, when shooting at a colossal target, the only thing I ignore is elevation. So I am shooting through an ally, so it's going to be -1. But since I haven't moved, that evens it out. So 14. They have a defense of 12. So it's going to be base damage 2, 3, 4 because of shields, 5, 6 because of the books. And then it's going to be... He has 4 armor, gets debuffed to 2 because of Elfie, so it's going to do 4 damage. And then another 2 because of Wilt. Alright, and then I'm going to go ahead and spend a stamina to do Quick Blow, because it's a follow-up. And I'm going to shoot again. Oh, actually, I actually get a free counter from Hoodie of Deflection, so I didn't actually have to do the infection. So instead, I'm going to do the infection for the Quick Blow, and I'll just resolve that. So that means I still haven't spent any stamina yet. So firing again. 14's a hit. Base damage 2, 3, 4 because of books, 5, 6 because of magic. So it's going to do 4 damage. And then another 2 because of wilt. And that's it, because I can't do any other quick. I can't do a quick blow off a quick blow. So yeah, cool. Got to do a little extra damage there. The ranged attack missed, so I didn't need to worry about any other extra movements. So we're good to go. And now goes to Remy's turn. All right, this is Remy's first turn. So we'll make use of whatever we got available to us. Yeah, unfortunately, I use an ability or an action for free. Well, an action includes movement. And they're only limited by turns, so I think I can make this work. Alright, so here's our plan. I don't want to provoke an attack from Judas. That's just, I can't afford that. So I'm going to spend 2 stamina. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And put you there. I'm going to spend a summon token to move Femke a space forward. So now she's just flanking. And we're going to get started. This is a thing that's going to be happening right now. Okay. So we'll start with an attack. All right, 11 plus 1 is 12, so it's technically a hit. Base damage is 0. I get plus 3 because of backstab, and then another 2 from wilt. So it's going to do 1 physical damage and then another 2 from wilt. So it'll be up to that. I'm so glad I got wilt on there. That makes this a little bit more bearable. I'm going to go ahead and use another summon token to attack again. Okay, so that's 14 plus 1 is 15, so that's a hit. Base damage is 3. 4, 5, 6 because of shields. 7, 8 because of burst, so 8. Plus 3 from backstab is 11. It has 2 armor, so it'll be 9 physical, and then wilt will bring it back up to 11, so we'll go up to 33. Alright, so haven't missed yet. Next, I'm going to go ahead and use another attack, and then I can actually have Femke go ahead and trigger her Brutal Slaughter, because she's making a 3rd attack now. I believe that's how it works. Technically, you can activate this anytime you're doing a 3rd attack, even if it's technically not your turn. So, roll. 11 plus 1 is 12, so it does hit. The only saving grace here is it only has 12 defense. So, base damage 0, 1, 2, 3 from shields. 6 because of backstab, 12 because of brutal slaughter. Gets reduced down by 2 because of armor, and then another plus 2 because of wilt, so 12 damage in total, bringing it up to 45. Alright. So we got that going. I'm still going to keep swinging. I'm just going to throw everything I got. So another attack, no brutal slaughter. Alright, 13, 14 because of flanking. So 2 damage base, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Goes up to 10 because of backstab. Goes back down because of armor to 8, and then goes back up to 10 because of wilt. So we're up to 55. I may be making this look easy, but I literally, since starting this entire Let's Play, everything is being built towards this particular encounter. So I'm hoping this will work. This better work, because else I don't know. It's not the worst encounter, like I said, mentioned. I beat, even though I forgot about most of the abilities. I did manage to take him down without summoning, but that time limit is just it's not gonna work. Anyway, I'm gonna use the last summon token. 9, 10. That's actually a miss. I haven't triggered everything you want, so I'll go ahead and trigger it. Okay, that is some numbers. So 18, 19 because of flank. So it's going to be base 7 damage. 8, 9, 10, 11 because of shields. 13 because of burst. 16 because of backstab, goes back down to 14 because of armor, goes back up to 16 because of wilt. So 16 damage, we'll put it at 71. Okay. And yeah, that was a thing that happened. Anything else? Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and flip animism and just throw a purple at him. It's gonna be reduced by 2 because of armor. And I did no damage. Okay, so I just wanted to get that out of the way. Next is DM. So it's DM's turn. She's going to go ahead and spend a stamina to move. She's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and get adjacent, get flanking this way. And she's going to go ahead and do False Idol. This is not empowered. Alright, 13 plus 1 is 14. So 2 damage base, plus 1 from shield is 3, plus 3 from backstab is 6. Gets reduced by 2, then add 2, so I'll do 6. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and... It's tempting to try casting spells on him, but with that conviction, it's kind of dangerous. You know what? I'll go ahead. So a thing about Ruination, which I usually kind of forget about, is if all the targets that you hit Ruination with have effects on them, whether positive or negative, it actually costs 1 less SP. So I'm just going to spend 1 SP to go ahead and cast Ruination. Also, I forgot to do Resonance, but it didn't matter. I didn't roll any stars. So it's going to be a teal die with Empower, because she has to empower her spells. Okay, 6 plus 3 books is 9, plus 6 is 15. Just 15 from that, and then he gets the Empower roll, or the Protection roll. So it fails. I'll go ahead and cast again. Only costs 1 stamina. But you can potentially blow yourself up, so plus 1 book here is 9, plus 6 is 15. 15 again, holy cow. This is so this is kind of the rolls I ended up getting with Judas when I was trying to apply wilt on my personal playthrough. I'm going to go ahead and take 2 damage, add 2 stamina, exhaust that, spend 1 stamina to cast again. Alright, it's going to take 3 more damage. And then I'll go ahead and cast 1 more time. Alright, 7 plus 3 books is 10, plus 6 is 16. Alright, 10... Can't pass any possible way, but add 3 to it. So 13 versus 16, I win. And take 7 magic. I'll put it at 84. It's hard to say. With 2 attacks, if she hit with both, she might have been able to do probably similar damage. It's kind of hard to tell. Alright, that is it for DM. Goes to Judas's turn. Judas needs to get poisoned. 2 damage. So he's at 86 out of 400. And he needs to be adjacent to as many targets as possible. So the question is, who's higher up on initiative? It'll be Rook. So he's going to shift over this way. And then he's going to roll a black die. Alright, no magic damage at all. Okay, cast a spell against opponent with the most Sanctus Disciplines. That is Rook again. So here goes nothing, casting die. 4 plus 6 is 10. I might be able to pass this one. I lied, take 6. So that puts him at 12. He's hurting pretty bad. This also adds another terrain on him, so he's going to get back. He'll is it just adjacent terrain? Okay, yeah, I can move. Oh, actually, sorry, it's move 1 space, so it's not diagonal. So we'll move there. All right. Just to let you know, you still get blocked by obstructing terrain, even when you're flying. So technically, and since he's so big, he actually can't fit through this space here. All right. Next, move to the farthest opponent within movement range. 1, 2, 3. that would be Nightingale here. So we'll go to here. Well, let's make sure I can do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it'll be like that. Sorry if it's a little hard to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, that's right. Okay, and then it's going to make an attack on Nightingale. Alright, she's going to spend a stamina to dodge this time. Alright, +1 because of Hoodie brings that up to 13 def. Your defense is wrong. It should be 11. Alright, so that should bring it up to 14 defense. And he's going to go ahead and make his attack. 11, it's a miss. I'm going to go ahead and activate Aligning Machine to attack, or to counter. Or, yeah, I'm just going to attack with Aligning Machine. I think that's fine. So attack, 15. I don't get any flanking or anything like that. It's diagonal, so it's fine. So 15 is... Oh, I haven't moved yet either, so it's actually 16. So 16 versus 12, so it'll be 4-bit damage base. 5, 6 from shields. 7, 8, 9 because of burst. And then 11 because of books. So that's 11 damage. Reduce it by 2 because of armor, so back down to 9. Then plus 2 because of wilt, so back up to 11. So I'll be 97. Then I'm going to spend a stamina to go ahead and do Quick Blow as a follow-up. No, is that the lowest? Yes, it is. I'll use Kill the Messenger on the 4 and change it to a 9. And that'll make it 14, 15. So it'll be base damage 3. 4, 5 because of shields. 6, 7 because of books. 10 because of burst. Gets reduced by 2, add 2 because of wilt, so it'll be 10 damage in total. So 107. Okay. Then it's going to make a range 6 attack against farthest opponent within range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That will be Remy. Remy will go ahead and pop a Lonely Mountain to dodge. And then she's going to use Morbid Leather. Is he being flanked? No, definitely not. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and exhaust this to re-roll the dodge roll. Get the same roll. Okay, well, I'm going to get hurt. Alright, so that's 17. Yeah, there's no hindering train or anything like that. 17 versus 12 defense. So 17 versus 12, that'll be 5 damage base. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 damage in total. It's a mix of magic and physical. I do have 1 armor, so I'll go down to 10 damage. So I will take 10. Okay. That's fine. She has the most hit points out of everybody, so that's not the worst. It does add terrain on the underneath, though. I did remember this time. So what I'm going to do for that is just shift her up a space. Put that there. And that is it for Judas's turn. If I do make mistakes, I apologize. Like I said, this is a very, very complicated fight. Alright, goes to Zeke. We got Zeke going. This is first turn, so literally we don't get any stamina back. What I'm going to go ahead and do is spend a stamina to go ahead and do Banish Knowledge. Also do Magic Armor and Proof of Divinity. And we're of course going to do the Wombo combo here. Putting all 3 of these onto Remy, which in turn is going to get applied to all of her summons. Hopefully I'll remember about Courage. Okay, so all of them have that. Now the bad part is if one of them loses Courage, I think all of them lose Courage. It's kind of weird. Anyway, with positioning, he does have 1 stamina left if he wants to play around with that. I think big thing we want to do first is activate Mend. and get our last 2 heal tokens, and then use those heal tokens. We're going to go ahead and use 2 on Rook to get him back to full health, because he needs it. Holy cow, he got wrecked. Alright. Then, anyone else got super wounded? Technically DM did. Oh, actually, Remy also did. So you know what? Let's just go ahead and take care of all this healing at once. So we'll heal DM back to 6 and Remy back to 4. I'm not too worried about Remy since she kind of has done all of her things. She's now kind of going to be a stamina battery for Femke, because Femke could do the most damage, just raw damage. Alright, so with all that said and done, let's go ahead and move Zeke. Yeah, let's go ahead and move Zeke up to here. And I'm going to go ahead and make a... I'm going to use a fight drive to go ahead and attack with oversized club. Oh, actually, I have reach 2 with that, so I'm actually going to just move here and just attack from reach 2. So exhaust that, and we'll make the attack. It has to be in power because it's an oversized club. Holy cow. Alright, so 16 versus 12 defense, so it's going to be 4 damage base. We have... So I could do the freaking AoE thing, but that's not really going to help me. When making an attack, if the difference of which you hit is less than your total strength value, you add a purple of physical damage. So I got 16 versus 12, so it was by 4. And if it's less, if my strength is more than 4, I do trigger this. I have Brute Serum, so I have 7 strength, so we do trigger this as well. So we'll go ahead and roll this, and add another 5. We don't add the symbols, it's just the raw damage here. Okay, so 16 versus 12 defense, that means it's going to be 4 damage base, plus 5 from the die, brings it up to 9. And then every 2 shields is 2 physical damage. So 4, 9, 11, 13. So 13 damage, minus 2, plus 2, because of wilt, because of armor and then wilt. So just making sure I did that right. 4, 9, 11, 13. So yeah, it's been 13. So we're at 120 damage. And then I'm going to go ahead and just, I'm going to use the backpack. And we're going to swap in shivs first. So main reason why we're switching to the shivs first is it has better dice, technically. And there's a chance that Elfie, also Elfie's going to be attacking next. Also, orange dice actually have more books on them as far as the symbols go, so it's actually better for Elfie. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and roll an orange die. It's going to be reduced by 2 because of armor. So we'll go ahead and roll this. 6, so we do 4. And then the other throw, 6, so another 4. So we're at 128. This much damage in 1 turn, not bad. Like I said, I build this group in a way that overwhelming deals with the damage. Obviously, having the extra summon with Elfie is a pretty big game changer here. Otherwise, we would have been doing 2 less damage per attack because of the armor. Because the 4 armor is what kind of killed me in my other game. Because obviously, barbed arrows don't do anything because he's armored. But I think we're making good progress. I'm going to keep apologizing if I made mistakes, but I think I'm doing things okay. So don't be gentle, I suppose. Alright, finally goes to Femke's actual turn. So, go Femke. So we're going to go ahead and unexhaust this. She does get +1 stamina because of haste, and then we're going to spend a stamina to move. Does it reach until end of turn? Oh, we don't have reach anymore because you... Yeah, I should have positioned that better. That was my bad. In that case, I'm actually not going to move. I'm just going to attack in place because I can't get any flanks off. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and exhaust False Idol and attack. I do have courage, so I need to make note of that. I'll just put these down there. Alright, attack. Alright, 14, no pluses this time, so 14 versus 12 defense, so 2 damage base. 3, 4, 5 because of shields. You get the +1 shield because of courage. And then 6, 7, 8, 9 from burst, including from courage. So that's 9. And then gets reduced by 2, add 2 because of wilt. So 9 damage in total. So 37. Okay. I'm going to spend a stamina to go ahead and do quick blow and attack again. Okay. 14 again. Does hit. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'll do 7 damage. +2, -2, blah, blah, blah. Alright. Fortunately, it doesn't get benefits from books. So that hits. Next, I'm going to go ahead and do a regular attack for 2 stamina. And also use Brutal Slaughter. Sorry, I forgot about that. It's actually a miss, so I'm going to go ahead and do everything you want to reroll. I still missed. That sucked. Unless I have a way of getting a reroll. I keep checking for rerolls, but I'm pretty sure I used everything. Yeah, I used everything. Alright, well that sucks. So with that, lose courage, and lose courage, and lose courage. Oh, also, anytime, the first time each round another ally with courage deals damage, get 1 stamina. So Zeke actually does get a stamina back, because I did get a hit in. So we'll just put these over here for now. So yeah, if either you or your loyal Espers gain or lose positive effect, you each also gain and lose that effect. So I assume it includes the twin sister as well. So that unfortunately missed, and that is it for her. Yep, that is it for her. Now it goes to Isla, who's probably super amazed about how amazing we are. She will go ahead and open things up with a gore shot. So casting die is green for her. Good for her. So casting die, 4 + 6 is 10. Yeah, there's no way. Yeah, passes it. So no gore shot. An ally with an SOI gets +2 stamina. Is there anyone I want to actually give 2 stamina to? Oh wait, it's not Isla's turn. I'm an idiot. It was Elfie's turn. So we'll do Elfie first. I'll just keep that gore shot in mind and deal with that later. So I'll do Elfie's gore shot, which is also going to fail. 6 + 6 is 12. 10. 12. Yeah, so resist it. Not a big deal. Not much else to really mess with besides just moving in to attack. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Actually, yeah, there's not really a good way of doing this. The problem is Judas is just kind of in the way. So yeah, I'm going to spend a stamina to go ahead and move. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll go right there. And I think that's going to be it. I'm not going to really have to worry. You know what? I'll take a damage and put barrier on Isla, just to make sure she's protected. Okay. That is it for Elfie. Now goes to Isla. I've already resolved her gore shot. Which reminds me, let's go ahead and get some more exhaust tokens here. Boop and boop. Alright. Anyone super wounded? Technically Remy. Which, you know what, I'm kind of... Problem is it costs so much stamina to do stuff. So you know what, I'm just going to move and go here. And I'll just attack. Spend 2 stamina to attack. She rolls 2 red dice. No empowers or anything like that. 10 is unfortunately a miss, and that's it. Okay, and finally, Nightingale. Nightingale's done tons of damage outside of her turn, which is amazing. She is hasted, so she gets +1 stamina for this first round. And all this stuff gets unexhausted. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and do Like the Shadows. And what's the rules for this thing? Not a big deal. Alright, so we're just going to go here. Okay. It doesn't provoke. This does not provoke break attacks. That's why I moved there. All right, and then okay. And since I didn't take a move action, I still get the +1 to attack. So that's all good to go. I'm going to do Precise Strike first, and no empower. So we're just going to roll this raw and go from there. That was super weird. It looked like it just reset the dice, so I'm just going to roll. Wait, something's not right. Oh, I'm hitting E, aren't I? Okay, yeah, I'm hitting E. That's, yeah, wrong. Sorry about that. Okay, so 13, 14 because I'm not moving. Armor defense is 12, so it's going to be 2. 3 from shield. 4, 5 because of books. It's going to get reduced by 2 from armor. Add 2 because of wilt, so it'll be 5 damage in total. So 149. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and use the infection to take a damage and then quick blow for essentially for free, and attack again. 13 again. 14 because of not moving, so 2. 3, 4, 5, 6. +2 -2 is going to be 6 in total. Okay. Next, I'm going to go ahead and roll a regular attack. Five, which is not the lowest. I'm going to go ahead and re-roll the 5 with the quiver. 4, and I'm going to use Kill the Messenger to make that, because 4 is the lowest, make that a 9. Alright, so 17, 18 because I'm not moving. So 6 damage base. 7, 8, 9. 12 from burst. 13, 14 because of books. So -2 +2, it's going to be 14 in total. So 169. Okay, I may have over-prepared for this, but that's okay. Next, I'll go ahead and use my fight drive and attack one more time. All right, 15, 16, so 4 base, 5, 6, 7, 8. That'll be 8 damage in total. So 177. Okay, I could have probably done that a little bit better. I could have taken advantage of some more quick blows and so forth. That's okay. That's the end of the round, so we do get a time token. We're up to 2 now. So we do get to shuffle this and do start a new round. Now we get to deal with the special effects and Judas going first. So 2 time tokens. Replace all adjacent spaces to Judas with dangerous terrain. Each adventurer must make a jump check to the nearest empty space or be defeated. So all adjacent, which is ridiculous. Replace all adjacent spaces to Judas with dangerous terrain. Okay. So, yeah. He's just gonna smash everything. In fact, let's just borrow this. And then copy it again. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. So we can do this, this, this. Good thing I took advantage of that reach. This, this, and then I have to make a jump check with Nightingale, and it has to be a raw check, which sucks. Okay, so she was right here, so I can make a jump check to the nearest empty space or be defeated. Okay, so she has to just do it by herself. All right, good luck. All right, 9 plus 5 is 14, so she's good to go. Nearest open spaces there. Okay. Judas goes first. We'll go ahead and roll for poison. 2 damage again. Okay. And then he needs to move to be as adjacent to as many opponents as possible. It'll be right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So like that. The other option, of course, would have been to go this way to the opposite side. I might try that instead. No, actually, this one is the most because it hits 5. Okay, so we'll go ahead and roll that die. All right, 4. So it's going to do 4 magic to everybody. So 4 damage to Zeke, which I forgot he actually took damage earlier, so that was my mistake. Isla is, yeah. It's only against attacks that she reflects, so she's just going to take raw damage. Femke and DM are going to take 2 each because they're resistant to magic. And then Remy will take 4. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, next, move to be adjacent to farthest opponent within movement range. 1, 2, 3. That is 1, 2, 3. Elfie. Okay, so it's a tie between Elfie and Nightingale. Even though technically it takes more steps to get to Nightingale, when you're measuring nearest and farthest, it's always based off of diagonal. It's based off line of sight type stuff. Elfie is higher up on the initiative, so I'll be going after Elfie. So he's gonna fly over to here and land here. He's gonna attack Elfie. Elfie will nimble dodge, hopefully. Nope, she is not nimble dodging for shit. All right, attack. 11. Attacking into hindering train, so -1 is 10. So it actually misses just barely. I'm getting super lucky with those rolls, by the way. Then make a range 6 attack against farthest opponent in range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is Rook. So range attack. Rook is not going to dodge because he can't. All right, so attack. 9's a miss. Okay, we're good to go. Okay, goes to Remy. Unfortunately, due to positioning, we're not going to be able to do much here. Remy is hasted, so she does get 4 stamina, bring her up to full. And I think I might pass turn. It's either that or I provoke an attack and see what happens. It's hard to say. If I stand still, that means 5 stamina points for Femke and DM to play with. So I might go ahead and just pass turn in place. I think that's what I'm going to have to do. Yeah, I'll do that. So that is it for her turn. And then it goes to DM, who is currently adjacent. Let's go ahead and get her 4 stamina, because she is hasted as well, because Remy is hasted. We'll go ahead and open things up with... Yeah, I mean, I could have tried to move to try to do flanks and stuff, but this positioning is kind of bad. So I'm just going to go ahead and just pop False Idol. This time I'll go ahead and remember to do Resonance. And we'll make our... Oh, sorry, don't... no empower die. DM does not get an empower die. Alright, 14's a hit. Base damage is 2. 3 because of shield. 4, 5 because of burst. And then... Well, actually... base damage is 2, goes up to 3 because of shield, and then plus 2, -2. So I'll do 3 damage, and I'm actually going to go ahead and use that burst to go ahead and do Ruination for free, because that's what Resonance does. Okay, well, she takes 3 damage. Okay, next she's going to go ahead and pop, do Ruination. again, she's going to spam a bunch of spells and hope she doesn't kill herself. Alright, 5 plus 2 is 7, plus 6 is 13. Alright, 15. Cast again. She's going to blow herself up at this rate. Alright, cast again. Alright, 8 plus 3 is 11, plus 6 is 17. 11. Can't possibly pass it. So we'll roll that casting die for damage. Alright, 5 magic. Luckily he's not resistant. So he's at 187. Spend another stamina to go ahead and cast again. Alright, 7 plus 2 is 9, plus 6 is 15. 11. No extra, so it does go through. 8 damage, perfect. So 195. I think without the backstab flank, I think her magic actually does more damage overall. She has 21 health, because you round up. I'll go ahead and exhaust Blood Toll and get 2 stamina back, spend 1 to cast. 3 plus 4 is 7, plus 6 is 13. 13 exactly, so he resists it, and then last one. Alright, 8 plus 1 is 9, plus 6 is 15. 13. Alright, so resist it. Yeah, protection is just a pain to deal with. Alright, that is it for DM. Goes to Elfie. Elfie will get 3 stamina. She'll go ahead and do Gore Shot first. Three plus 6 is 9. Good luck. Yeah, not surprised. Alright, and she's kind of caught in place here, so I'm actually going to go ahead and spend 2 stamina and attack. And I'm going to go ahead and empower it. So I'm right now using straight Zeke's orange dice. So here goes nothing. Holy cow. Alright, that's what I'm talking about here. So 16. Base damage is 4 because of the 12 defense. So 4, it gets reduced by 2, then add 2 because of wilt, so I'll just say 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 15. So 15 damage in total. So that brings it to 210. Or 210, sorry. Nice. That was a good hit. Alright, that is it for Elfie. Goes to Femke. So Femke is going to get 4 stamina, bringing her up to 5. I'm going to go ahead and pop False Idol first. All these attacks have to be in power because it's Femke. No courage this time. Alright, 14's a hit. Base damage 2. Add 1 for shield, so 3. So I'll just do 3 damage in total. Okay, next. I'm going to go ahead and pop a stamina point to do Quick Blow. Attack again. Misses. I'll go ahead and trigger everything you want. Alright, 16. So 16, it'll be 4 damage base. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'll do 9 damage in total. For the sake of simplicity, as long as Elfie's nearby, it's just going to be the armor is going to reduce damage by 2, and then the wilt's just going to balance it back out with +2. So I'm just not going to mention it anymore unless it needs to be. Okay, so that hits. I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 stamina to attack. I'm going to go ahead and exhaust Brutal Slaughter for +6 damage. Alright, 14, so 2 damage base. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 from Burst. +6 from Brutal Slaughter is 13. So it'll be 13 in total. So 35. Okay. Next, I'm going to spend 1 of Remy's stamina to do Quick Blow. Attack again. 13's a hit. So 1 damage base, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'll do 6 damage. 241. Then I'm going to spend 2 more stamina to go ahead and attack again, using Remy's stamina. Okay, 16, that is a hit. So 4 damage base, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 damage. So imagine, so this is with 8 units, I want to mention. And when I did it before without summons, I had 5 units. And Isla doesn't do very much damage by herself, unfortunately. Alright, so that's a hit. And I'm going to go ahead and spend one more of Remy's stamina for a quick blow. For 18, so it'll be 6 damage base. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 damage in total. 262 damage. Alright. And this is just round. This is essentially with only 2 time tokens. So we're making pretty good time here. Bad news is you can see that we're running out of floor. And I don't know what the next ability is. The next ability is on 3 time tokens. So who knows what that's going to be. Alright. Then that was Femke. Goes to Judas. Let's go ahead and do poison again. Alright, at least you did more damage this time. 5, so 267. Alright, try to be adjacent to as many opponents as possible. So fly to here. Roll a die. 3. So it's going to do 3 damage to Remy. 3 damage to Isla. 3 damage to Zeke. And then 2 damage to DM and Femke. Okay. And then cast a spell with the highest Sanctus. It's a tie between Zeke and Rook, and Zeke is highest up on initiative, so it's actually going to target Zeke. Good luck, Zeke, because you're going to need it. So casting die, and add 6 to it. 14. Yeah, I don't think I can pass this. Nope. So what is it? 6 damage. Yep, 6 magic. Putting him at 19 out of 24 health. This will place terrain down, so we'll go ahead and take care of that now. We'll put you here, I guess. Since that always looks like from top down, it's actually really hard to place this because her standee is actually bigger than his base, or wider than our base in some cases, or it's off center from her base. Okay, takes care of all of that. Next goes into move and attack opponent within. Move to be adjacent to the farthest opponent within movement range. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So again, it's a situation where it's a tie between those two. So he's just going to move back here and attack Femke, because Femke is further up on initiative. Femke has acted this turn, so she does have a nimble dodge again. So we'll go ahead and do nimble dodge. Again, I rolled skull. Good times. 11. She is in difficult and hindering terrain, so it does still trigger. Let me check that real quick. Be right back. Okay, so it's only about drawing line of sight. It doesn't prevent the hindering. So I believe I mentioned that in a previous video. So it's -1 to the attack. So it's going to be 10, which is a miss. So she does technically successfully dodge. Good for her, because she has 11 defense exactly, because she has Zeke's defense. Alright, so that's a miss there, and then it's going to be a ranged attack against furthest opponent, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's actually a tie between Rook and Zeke, so it's going to shoot at Zeke. I'm actually going to flip the perpetrator catsuit so Zeke can't be targeted. And so this attack will now go straight for Rook. Rook is not going to dodge, because he can't. And so he's just going to roll this attack. Alright, 14. That's definitely a hit. It's going to do base 3 damage, 4 physical in total because of the shield. So it's going to do 0 physical and then do 2 magic because of the books. So he'll take it. Alright. And I'll take care of all of that. And that's it for Judas. It now goes to Zeke. And boy, does he need it. So he goes up to 4 stamina. Refresh all of his stuff. He is nearly dead. So I'm going to go ahead and... I've already used all my heal tokens. Alright, well in that case, I'm going to go ahead and use the pack first. And we're just going to put these aside. So I'm going to throw a bunch of hand axes. So trigger all that. So hand axe. 0 damage because of armor. 0 damage because of armor. He'll then spend a stamina to go ahead and swap in the thief knife and throw it. Alright, 5 damage. And then he'll spend a stamina to go ahead and swap. He'll actually swap back into... I was thinking about the club, but honestly, shivs are better for Elfie. Because she uses books. So we'll just put these back here. Alright, so that's all been taken care of. Next, let's go ahead and put up a barrier. We're going to put Proof of Divinity back up onto... 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we'll put it back onto Remy. So she gains courage, and so do her Espers. Then he's gonna go ahead and put barrier onto Rook. And he's gonna put haste, which is gonna cost him a stamina. He's gonna put a haste onto. We'll put it on Elfie for now. Okay, and that is it for Zeke. Goes to Nightingale's turn. Nightingale's going to get 4 stamina because she's hasted. All this gets refreshed. It really sucks that Rook is going last because we have yet to actually get the font of renewal back up and running. But that's okay. So from her position, yeah, there's not really. I could try to move away, but that's not safe. We're just going to put it that way. So she's not going to move. She's going to get -1 to attack because she's going to be shooting through hindering, and she's going to get -1 because she's shooting through an ally. So it's going to be -1 in total because of the +1 from not moving. So we're going to go ahead and do Precise Strike first. And roll. Alright, that's 13. I want to go ahead and reroll the 5 and see if I can get slightly better. Because if I can get better... like that, so that's 17 -1 is 16. I did beat his defense by at least 4, so that's going to do 5 irreducible. So 4 damage base plus 5 because of irreducible, or plus 5 irreducible because of Precise Strike. So that's 9 damage. 10, 11, 12 from shields. 13, 14 because of books, and then 17 because of burst. And then, yeah, that'll be a total of 17 damage. So I'll put him at 289. Alright, perfect. I actually got Precise Strike to proc, which is good. Then I'm going to go ahead and take a damage and do the infection to do quick blow. Do a straight up roll. So 16 -1 is 15. So it's going to be 3 damage base, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, so it'll be 11 damage in total. So that'll bring it up to 300. Like I said, I made this. I kitted out everyone in preparation for this. It probably would have taken one additional round without Elfie, but with the wilt and all that, it's pretty much guaranteed I can win this in time. Especially since Femke DM with Soul Bond is just insane. I've actually not done that combo yet. I've done Soul Bond with Gary's, which is still pretty good, but honestly, Soul Bond with a bunch of buffs from Zeke is just a really good combo because it gets you pretty much triple bang for your buck essentially. Anyway, so I just did the quick blow, so let's do. We'll spend 2 stamina to attack again. All right, that's a 4. I'm gonna go ahead and use Kill the Messenger to make that into a 9. So that's 16 -1 is 15. So 3 damage base, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I'll do 11. And then since I hit it with a normal, a regular shot, I'm going to go ahead and do quick blow again. I miss completely. I'm going to go ahead and use a lining machine to attack again. 12 -1 is 11, which is actually a miss. And I don't have any way of re-rolling, which is a little unfortunate, but that's okay. Because if I had hit again, I could have done a quick blow off the aligning machine, which would have been awesome. But that's alright. I think I'm kind of good to go for now. I could do a hangover elixir to activate an ability. Like, I could do down the masses, I guess, but I think I'm okay right now. So I'm going to go ahead and end her turn, and now we're going to go straight into Rook, who is hasted. He's going to go up to 4 stamina. Finally refresh his stuff. He doesn't need to use Corrosive Ideal or Crumbling Time, which is nice. So first things first, let's go ahead and get ourselves some terrain. We need to get this thing back on the field. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll put this here. So font renewal is finally up and running. And then we'll spend a stamina to move. At this point, all that terrain is becoming a problem. Actually, let's just go back. 1, 2, 3, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll cast from here. It's probably not going to work, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. Courage Stifle. That's just going to be a raw roll. 6 plus 6 is 12. That's 12, so resist it. Okay, so no damage. Oh, actually, I'll go ahead and use Soothsaying MP3 player and force him to reroll it. I could have done that sooner, too. So that's 8 in total. And, okay, it actually hits. I do have +1 armor because of barrier, so that brings it up to 5. So 10 damage in total. Okay, 321. And then it goes to Isla's turn, who is remarkably still alive. Let's go ahead and do Gore Shot first. Also, she's going to recover too because of the font. So 6 plus 6 is 12. And that's 12. Okay. She's going to go ahead and reposition herself. So technically, I think you have to go from complete side, so you can't do a flank like this, I don't think. So that's not something I could do. Also, let's give her some stamina, because she's supposed to have some. Spend a stamina to move. 1, 2, 3. We're just going to hang out here for a bit. We'll go ahead and make our attack. It's probably not going to do anything, but I'll try. It's 2 red dice. 12. That actually hits. +1 physical, it's not going to make a difference. So it's just going to be +2 magic damage, and then +2 from Welt, so 4 in total. Alright. New round. Reset initiative. We do get a time token. God, Gary's this... Or, sorry, Judas is just being a pain. He's always going first. Alright. 3 time tokens. Judas howls with righteous determination. Move Judas adjacent to as many opponents as possible. This movement does not provoke break attacks. Then Judas casts a spell 6 plus casting against all adjacent opponents. Deal 8 damage and inflict paralysis. It does say Sanctus, but that doesn't tell me anything. Alright. So adjacent to as many opponents as possible, which is actually right where he's at. So he's going to go ahead and cast. Alright, no one's going to pass that, but we'll try. Remy first. Fails. Femke next. Fails. DM next. Fails. And then Elfie. Fails. Alright, and how much damage is it? 8? Yep, 8 magic damage. So it's going to do 8 damage to Elfie. It's going to do 4 damage to DM. 4 damage to Femke. And 8 damage to Remy. And then they all get paralyzed. Well, I was confident about what's going to happen, but now not so much. I mean, I think we're okay still. But the problem is he goes first. Or actually, Nightingale goes first, then it goes... Yeah, unfortunately, all the people that got paralyzed go last, so they're not going to be able to dodge anything, which is going to suck. But that's alright. So Nightingale goes first, gets 4 stamina. I don't think there was anything else to note on this. Nope. Alright. So, actually, cast a spell 6 against all adjacent opponents. Target may move freely. Yeah, so actually this is actually going to add a bunch of terrain, so I need to actually take that into account. So let's do that. Judas was already, not Judas, Isla was not nearby, so it's just these 4 spots. Yeah. It's specific. If he has to roll a spell cast, that counts. So even if it's an AOE. All right. Anyway, back to Nightingale. Actually, change of plan. Elfie, you're being adjacent. This will actually clear some of Nightingale's accuracy. Okay. So with that said and done, let's do what we can here. So, I'm going to go ahead and do Precise Strike first. Roll the dice. 13, -1/+1. Yeah, I'll just take it. So it's going to be 1 damage base, 2, 3 from shields, 4, 5 from books. So it's just going to do 5 damage in total. Okay. Then I'm going to spend. I'm going to take a damage. Oh, actually, it's her turn, so she recovers 2 first because of Font of Renewal. Then she's going to take a damage to do the infection and do Quick Blow and shoot again. All right, well, that's a super miss. I'll go ahead and use a Lightning Machine and shoot again. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and use Kill the Messenger to change that into the max value. So that's 18 in total, so 6 damage base. 7, 8, 9, 12, 15, 17. So 17 damage in total, plus 2, minus 2, usual. So 347. All right. Since that was from the Lightning Machine, I'm going to go ahead and spend a stamina to do Quick Blow again. Okay, that's 13. That is technically a hit, so I'll take it. So it'll be 1 damage base, 2 from shield, 5 because of burst, and then 7 because of books. So 7 damage in total. Okay, and then that was a Quick Blow. I'm going to go ahead and shoot with a regular shot for 2 stamina. Okay, that's 15 in total, so 3 damage base, 4, 5, 6, 7, so 7 damage again. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and Quick Blow and then power it. Oh, almost screwed that up there. So 14, so base damage 2, 3, 4 from shields, and then another 6 from books, so that's 10 in total. 371. Yeah, we shredded this boss, but this was a summoning. Summoning makes such a huge difference. Like, the fact that I can use Femke, who does just a lot better damage overall, and it gets free empowers, and just use Remy as a stamina battery is just, like I said, it's ridiculous. Unfortunately, there's not really much else I could do here. I could move away if I want to, but I don't think I want to. So it's going to go Judas's turn. He's still poisoned, so we'll go ahead and roll for that. He takes 1 damage. Not so much for the poison. Alright, so be adjacent to as many opponents as possible. So like this. He's going to go ahead and roll a black die and do 2 magic. So 2 damage to Elfie, 1 damage to DM, 1 damage to Femke, 1 damage to Isla, or sorry, 2 damage to Isla, and then 2 damage to Remy. So Remy actually can't fly anymore. since he's already at half damage. Then he's going to cast a spell with an SOI. The only person that has the highest Sanctus with an SOI is actually Zeke, who's probably going to die. So let's go ahead and roll that casting die. 6 plus 6 is 12. Yeah, I can never pass a conviction check. Alright, so that's going to take him out, because it's going to do 6 damage. Yeah, that'll be 25 in total, and I don't think I have anything that can stop it. No, I don't. Yeah. Alright, so that's going to take him out. If I do revive him, he'll be at 12, so I'm going to set him at 12 for now. This does put terrain underneath him, and he's going to be removed off the board for now. I mean, to be honest, he kind of has already done his job, so I'm not too worried about it. But he did take hits for Rook, which is good. In my personal playthrough, I never got hit with that magic. I think I got hit by that magic once on Rook, because he just got so lucky on his rolls for his conviction. Also, I think he had a cloak, so he had protection. Anyway, so that takes care of that. We'll go ahead and remove him from the board. Elfie does stay on the board still, so we don't need to worry about that. Alright, move and attack someone within, move to the farthest opponent within movement range. That's probably Rook. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's definitely Rook. Would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, yeah, it would have been Rook. Alright, so it's going to attack Rook. I'm not going to dodge, we'll just see what happens. So that's 14 in total. So what I'm going to do is actually, I'm going to go ahead and pop Fate Engine to get rid of all the symbols on the 9. So it's now just a raw 13 roll, which is going to do base 2 damage, which armor is not going to do anything against. And then I'm going to go ahead and exhaust Organe Blade to counter. The counter is just purely to prevent him from getting courage, because I don't want him to get the courage follow-up. But if I do any extra damage, that's great. And it's a straight up miss, that's fine. Also, I didn't... actually, there's no one within SOI for being defeated, so I don't have to worry about energy tokens. Okay, and that is it for that. And then he's going to go ahead and attack the farthest opponent within range 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'll be Nightingale. Nightingale is going to go ahead and do Hoodie Deflection to dodge. Alright, gets +1, so she's up to 12. Okay, it misses. I do get a free counter for this. I am shooting through an allied square. I haven't moved, so it's going to be just +1, -1. So here's the attack. Alright, 17 in total, so it's going to do base 5 damage. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13 in total. So I'll put him at 385. Okay, I don't want to find out what the third ability is that he has, so I definitely want to end this as soon as I can. Oh, actually, I do need to place terrain for Rook, because he did get hit. So, with that in mind, I'm just gonna step away. Also, did I forget something? No, I haven't forgotten anything. Okay. So he didn't actually attack anyone that was paralyzed, so that's kind of what spared us. Yeah, I'm just going to take a step back. Put that there. Luckily, that free move that we get does not provoke break attacks, else this would have been a lot more painful. Alright, it's Rook's turn. Are you within... Is it SOI, or is it just spaces? Allies within 6 spaces of font renewal may remove. Okay, yeah. 1, 2... 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm within 5 spaces. So he'll recover 2. Get this back. And, yeah, actually I'm going to go ahead and pop from the grave. Because Judas is going to go next anyway, otherwise. So I want to go ahead and just maximize my potential for possibly getting the kill before he gets an act again. Also... Font renewal was used a while ago. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and put you right here. So font renewal works because it says specifically just spaces away. It doesn't actually say SOI or line of sight. So we're good on that front. But yeah, I'm placing. Actually, I can place Zeke here. I'm placing Zeke here because with his reach, he can actually attack with the big heavy hammer thing, or the club, for a bunch of flanking and all that good stuff. Yeah, and that's all for that. Oh, 4 stamina, by the way. I've been forgetting. I didn't even bother getting stamina. So I'm going to spend 2 to go ahead and do Courage Stifle. We'll cast in place. 4 plus 6 is 10. He's probably going to resist it. Yep. All right, and then cast one more time. 6 plus 6 is 12. 13. Okay. Actually, since I had refreshed the soothsaying thing, I'll go ahead and force him to reroll that one. 12 still. Okay. Was not in the cards. Okay, so with all that said and done, now goes to Zeke's turn. Zeke will go ahead and get 3 stamina back. Refresh his stuff. He is going to put Courage on himself. I'm going to go ahead and use his backpack to go ahead and swap in the club. And I'm just going to start swinging. So 2 stamina. It has to be empowered. Also, I'm going to exhaust this to get reach 2. And we'll see what we get. So attack. Alright, 12. I do have flanking because of DM. So I do get +1 to this, so 13. So 1 damage base. 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 damage. Also, I get 1 extra. I get a purple die of extra damage. So that brings it up to 8. Reduce it by 2. Add 2. So it'll be 8 in total. Okay, and then 2 more stamina to attack again. It's a full-on miss. I'm going to go ahead and throw a throwing... No, I'm not going to throw a throwing knife. Oh, actually, sorry, I forgot. I actually had an extra shield from Courage, and I did have a spare shield, so it's actually going to do an extra 2 damage. So it'll be 395. Sorry about that. I forgot about the Courage. Unfortunately, Starburst by themselves don't do anything for oversized clubs, so the rest of this from Courage is not useful. But since I missed with the second attack, Courage is going to go away. I could do throwing knives to try to finish them off. I'm not going to. We're good to go. So it's going to go Judas's turn. We'll go ahead and roll this purple die. And do 6 damage, which is going to kill him. So 3 time tokens, not bad. I was at 7 when I defeated him on my other playthrough, and that was without the extra nonsense from here. It's a tough fight. So honestly, I could have probably spared some time to go ahead and loot things, but I wanted to be fully sure that I was going to pull this off. And I have no regrets. That was I like how these characters got built. It worked really, really well. The synergy's really good. I think originally, now also another thing to note about my previous playthrough is I did that fight first. I didn't do the one with the blossom or whatever, the corpse collector, which was a kind of a big difference. So I had technically had less experience, I think. But the other thing also is I think going for Like the Shadows and Quick Blow was a good choice over Blot Out the Sun. Blot Out the Sun is good, but man, just having all those extra shots with Nightingale is just really, really huge. Anyway, we do technically get to loot, so let's go ahead and get our 1 loot. 7 gold. Also, I'm very glad that I spent the 10 gold for a pager. I think that was a good trade-off. We got pretty lucky in the early game to get those 2 effects off. Obviously, Wilt and Poison together is just a whole ton of extra damage. Poison rolls weren't too fantastic, but it was better than nothing. And honestly, just the vast amount of attacks with Wilt is just pretty huge. On my personal playthrough, I didn't get the wilt off. My first half of poison rolls were really, really good, and then it tapered off towards the end when I really, really needed it. And not having wilt, there was actually a lot of attacks that just did no damage. Part of the reason was mainly because, yeah, I just wasn't able to do as much damage. Remy wasn't a summoner. She was actually just a dual wield character, and unfortunately, and then of course Nightingale was doing the archery and stuff, but both of them didn't have as many attacks as probably needed. Anyway, enough rambling. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we get. Restore adventurers. Each party member gets 1 experience. I am super happy with how that went. I'm going to go ahead and say it again, though. Obviously, if I made mistakes, I apologize, but I'm pretty sure I did that right. Some of the wording of the rules can be kind of iffy sometimes, to be honest. But God, the full buff combo, that's pretty good. I mean, with that courage and stuff, and then getting stamina back because of it, yeah, really, really like that. Surprisingly, only lost 1 person. I lost Zeke. I had to do 1 jump check. Everything else was a free move, thankfully. But yeah, pretty good stuff. So everyone got the experience. Continue to forever marked 169. Stop. The creature raised one of its terrible limbs. Despite its size and power, it was dripping blood from a dozen wounds. I will leave you. It struggled to stand tall and glowered down at all of them, but your faces are remembered. You have been marked by the bounty, and it will not be forgotten. The creature lunged through the opening it had torn in the sky, vanishing out of the world with another distant roll of thunder. They were safe. Isla broke Rook from his stupor, calling urgently for him. We can't stay here. She looked toward the fallen Faust. He was no longer conscious, though his chest still rose and fell in faint labor breaths. Please, help us back to hide. If we can get to a doctor, we might still be able to save him. Together, Rook and Zeke lifted the man and began limping back to the city. In his hasty retreat, the Celestial Gygus dropped a strange artifact. The players gain Batman's Book of Baddies Uncommon Relic. If the party already has this item, they gain a random Uncommon Relic instead. So, random Uncommon, shuffle, and we get this. Valorous Chalice. It's a passive. Gives you a conviction upgrade of a teal, and you can also get a spend a stamina and exhaust it to get courage. That's a pretty good combo. I actually will replace the Fate Engine with that, because that'll allow for Remy to buff herself with courage, which in turn will buff Femke and DM. And we'll put this back in the pile. Alright. Did the players accumulate 7 or more time tokens over the previous 2 encounters? No. So we go into hiding, page 172. I apologize for the length of this video, it's going to be long. You can see him now. The doctor gestured for them to follow, quietly though, he's still recovering. Isla practically flew off her seat, crossed the cramped waiting room, and pushed her way in behind the doctor. Rook followed close behind. The rest of his friends seemed content to remain in the waiting room, but Rook felt duty-bound to see it through to the end. He'd been the one who had argued to fight for Isla, after all. The clinic wasn't a large building, and it lacked any of the modern amenities or technology he might have taken for granted on Earth. Even so, the hallways were clean, and the handful of medical rooms seemed passable enough. The doctor led them to a door at the end of the hall. Faust lay inside, covered in blankets up to his neck, and apparently asleep. He did not move as they approached. You brought him here just in time, the doctor whispered. Another few minutes, and we wouldn't have been able to save him. As it is, he'll need some time before he can walk again. Can I go in? Isla asked eagerly. The doctor frowned. All right, but don't move him. He needs rest. I understand, Isla whispered. I'll let him sleep. The doctor left them as Rook followed Isla into the room. You've condemned yourselves to a life as fugitives, a voice said just behind Rook, and he turned. Suri was there, her violet form shifting faintly like a heat shimmer. The bounty won't forget you. I know, Isla said without looking at Suri. She stood just beside the bed, staring at the man lying there. Rarely had Rook seen such love on any face, human or otherwise. I don't care. I don't think Faust will either. If we're together, that's all that matters. You could still be happy apart, Suri insisted, her voice a harsh whisper. All this suffering was needless. If you hadn't formed the soul bond, neither of you would have been hurt. You don't think it's worth it? Rook asked quietly. They knew the risk when they decided to be together. Sometimes we suffer to be with the people we love. Suri turned away from him, but Isla looked up with tears in her eyes. It's worth it, she whispered. Being with Faust is worth everything in the world to me. Your compassion clouds your judgment, Suri said, not looking at them. It will hurt you one day. She vanished with a flash of angry red light, leaving them alone again. I'm sorry we have nothing to give, Isla said, lowering her head, but thank you for saving us. There aren't many who would have. Maybe not, Rook said, but it was the right thing to do. Mark the story flag Happy Fugitives on the adventure sheet. I'm pretty sure whatever flag that is involved with is going to be anything but happy. Because pretty much have flipped off the Great Bounty. Technically, we flipped them off twice because we let Melody go, but now they know our faces. But honestly, I'm pretty satisfied with that result. Like I said, I beat the fight without that other page abilities at round 7, which means not only did I went through a really, really long fight that took like 2 to 3 hours because I was playing by myself and it was my first time doing this. It was like, oh, you win. Oh, ran out of time. Your guy dies anyway because he bled out, which was kind of disappointing. Obviously, you could pick the other option where you take the reward, which is actually a really good reward. But I want to see what will happen if I can pull this off. I'm pretty sure the game's going to use this flag as like a rebalancing, because if you're strong enough to handle freaking Judas, you're probably going to be okay for some tougher stuff. I mean, that's kind of what happened with Aisling. Since we actually took out Aisling without knocking her off a cliff, we didn't get as many rewards overall. But it may come back to be better in the future. We'll see. Possibly this flag will do the same. In any case, we go back to 156. And with that, we're good to go. We don't have enough skill points to do anything. We barely have any gold. I have no intention on. I'm practically out of items because I'm not using utility cores anymore. But overall, I think we're in pretty good shape because we have such good abilities now. We're able to kill things rather quickly, and I think that's the important part. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and call this a video. This video might be pretty long, but I'm gonna put it all together. And when we come back, we'll actually continue the main quest. The main quest can be possibly long or short. It is a bit random, to be honest. So we'll see how that goes. So until next time, I am the Depressed Dior. This was Middara on Tabletop Simulator. See you guys next time.